I think Saracens, just listening even to Mark McCall today, like they're definitely trying to frame themselves as being the underdogs in all of this. But do you feel you've got a point to prove after what happened in 2019? And I suppose being the last team that she lost to as well.
Yeah, big time. We want to right the wrongs of last year, I suppose. So I suppose there is a bit of revenge there. So yeah, everyone's been looking forward to this game for a good while now. It's obviously been in the pipeline for a few months. So yeah, it's a big one.
Hugo, it's Michael Corcoran from RTE. Can I ask you, just like when the referee blew the full-time whistle in the match last Saturday, what kind of slightly surreal experience it must have been like on the pitch? Great relief that you won the trophy, you lifted the trophy, and it looked as if you didn't know whether to kind of celebrate or just head off quietly to the change room.
Yeah, it was a bit strange. It was unfortunate we couldn't have fans there, couldn't have family, friends and everyone in the stadium. But I suppose it was still special for me. It was my first trophy, first one to be involved in. So yeah, obviously delighted, and we chilled in the changing room and had a pizza and a beer together. So that was nice, and just soaked it up that way, I suppose. A bit different than you normally would, but you got to make the most of everything these days.
I guess you'll take a lot of confidence about the fact that you've won this part of the newer part of the season, if I can call it that. But it's been said previously that this week against Saracens, it really is a step up. But you'll approach the match with a lot of confidence, given what you've done in the last couple of weeks, where you've had to win matches ugly as well. Exactly.
Yeah, each game's been different, and I suppose we've been building through each one, and I think the performance has been getting better and better as they've been going on, and we're going to have to step it up another level this week again. So it's just about building on the last ones, learning from, I suppose, the mistakes you've made in previous games, and I suppose tinkering the game plan to each different team you play.
Well, thank you.
Hugo, it's from BT Sport. Can I ask you what it's been like playing in front of empty stadiums, all those empty seats? What it's been like for you?
Yeah, it's been challenging. It's different to being out in a packed out RDS that you're normally used to. Now, I'm probably lucky I haven't been a pro too long, so it hasn't been too long where I've been playing AIL in front of 100 or 200 people, or maybe playing a sevens tournament in Moscow where there's about 20 people. So I suppose you take those different experiences into it, and you have to, I suppose, one of the positives of there being less people in the stadiums is you can actually hear lads either side of you in the backfield. There's good communication, and you can talk to lads, and I suppose makes it a bit easier communicating. So that's one thing.
I just wonder though if you need to think mentally about how you get yourself up for the game, because I appreciate you'd have never run out in front of 50,000 at the Aviva yet, but you're surrounded by blokes who have. So what you do kind of mentally preparing for a game like Saturdays now?
Yeah, it's all just sort of individually what works for you. I suppose I've had 3 games in it now, so it's about, I suppose, maybe the first game you might have been a bit off. It might be a bit of a shock to the system for some lads, but I think you have to just acclimatise yourself to the new surroundings and get used to it, because unfortunately I think it could be here for the next few months.
Brilliant, thank you.
Your focus is solely on this week and trying to beat Saracens, but going forward, how important will it be to be able to have supporters back in?
Oh, it's huge. Like it's so much more enjoyable when there's fans cheering you on. It's obviously so important for the game. It's that entertainment side of it, and it makes those wins, those special occasions, even more special. So yeah, we all just can't wait to get back in stadiums with fans, and I suppose there'll be a gradual process on how they do it. But yeah, we're grateful to even be back playing now, and we're lucky.
Hey Hugo. Hey, how's it going? Tom Malone from Off the Ball. How are you?
Good.
Just a quick question. What's the mood kind of like in camp? Obviously, we've had these 4 weeks of Pro 14, and that's really important. You got a medal and all, but like European week, has it stepped up again? Yeah,
big time. There's a bit of excitement around the place. Like it's it's going to be such a big challenge. Obviously, people are delighted with the win on the weekend and securing the Pro 14, but I suppose getting that 5th star in our jersey, that's the main thing for us this season, and we'll be focusing on that. And I suppose it's such a big week for us, so people are just focusing them back in, focusing on the challenge ahead, and looking forward to it. It's the main thing.
I suppose ever since he came back, like, has this weekend been the one that's really been in the calendar? Like, just because I suppose if it ends this week, that's it, the season's over.
Yeah, true. Like we have been taking it week by week. Like there's been big challenges put in front of us. Like we've had a semi-final and final to win. So I suppose we had to do that first and get that job done. But the Heineken Cup's the one you want, and it's such a tough fixture, the quarterfinal against Saracens. So yeah, there's been a huge focus on that over the last couple of months, I suppose.
Thanks, man.
Hugo, how's it going? Pat McCarry here. Just wondering where I saw you played 3 games last season for Leinster, but where were you on the weekend of that Champions Cup final? The game played over in St James's Park.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go over to it. I was. I think the academy guys, the 3 years of us, we went to Bective Rugby Club and we watched it there together. Yeah, so.
Just from watching it, just like a brutal contest and a big kind of intercept that I think Liam Williams made before half time, but just such fine margins between the two sides, isn't there?
Oh, big time. Like that game came down to the wire, didn't it? Like it was so evenly matched, and it was a tough one to watch. It was I'd say a tough one to play in as well. Yeah, so obviously people still hurting from that, so I suppose we've a few right to wrongs or wrongs to right, sorry.
And the last one I wanted to ask you about was Jordan Larmour was letting us know about the amazing Bronco time you put in. Any tips on this, and how did you post the fastest time then?
I don't know. I over lockdown, I suppose, there wasn't much to be doing, so I just go out down to Blackrock School and I was running lots with my brother. And I suppose just keeping up the fitness then, and it was sort of, I suppose you had an idea that there's games going to be coming back at some stage, and it's so competitive in Leinster, so you want to be putting your hand up like in any way possible. So coming back, I suppose, in as fit as possible I could have is going to be an advantage to me, and yeah, hopefully it stands to me in games now, and I think it does.